What's going on, guys? It's Nicholas Parsing here, and today I'll be doing another product review for you guys, and today I'll be reviewing the Power A wireless controller for your PlayStation 3 device. Now, ever since the dawn of Sony history, you always had one of these classical controllers. Of course, you have the convex analog sticks, got those very slippery R2 and L2 buttons. You got the beautiful analog button right there in the center, and it's very Sony-like, and nothing has changed when it comes to the PlayStation 3 mode. Of course, you get that same convex controller and everything's about the same. So let's focus it here. Focus so that we don't get any more interruptions. And there you go, guys. It looks exactly the same. Now, I was never a fan of these controllers. I mean, ever since the PlayStation 3, that's the only controller that you pretty much liked. Everything was huge, so you liked that controller. But Xbox 360 came and changed history with this design. Of course, this isn't the Xbox 360 design, but it is the Power A controller because it looks exactly like an Xbox 360 controller. Let's talk about features. Let's move these controllers out of the way so it doesn't interrupt you in any way. Let's talk about features before we get to the cons of this controller. So we get a nice grip type feel here. It makes it look nice, and it also allows you to hold the controller much better. Of course, if you had those annoying PlayStation 3 controllers, the first generation PlayStation 3 controllers, they were very glossy and you can see the fingerprints and whatnot, and slippery. Of course, the second generation ones are much better with a matte finish, and this as well has a matte finish. But not only that, it has these nice textured things, like I said, and it makes you hold the controller much better. Of course, this orientation of an analog stick is much better. Why? In the right mind, when I put my fingers here, it makes me automatically put my hands in the back of the controller to control. However, if I put this here, it automatically makes my finger go up here instead. And who actually uses our button, this little analog stick? We're usually pressing buttons, which then makes this go up here. Xbox 360, Microsoft took a lot of time to take this into consideration, and this is what the Power 8 did as well. Of course, we get the concave analog sticks, which is much better for games like shooting FPSs, which allows you to press the button and, at times when you use the original PlayStation 3 controller, it starts to poke you. That sounded so wrong, but it does, and it starts to hurt your fingers. Next feature is, of course, there is a slope on the R2 button. If you look at a PlayStation 3 button here, it just slopes down. Oh, God, I slipped. And here, of course, it slopes, but you get a better grip, and it has to go up like so. Much better. Good job. Next, you get these nice LEDs. Let's turn off the light here. There you go. As you can see, these LEDs light up at night, and it shows a very cool effect for your friends to say, whoa, I want to play with that controller. Alright, now that we got the pros out of the way, let's get to the cons of the device. Unfortunately, this device uses the hatred RF adapter. You have to plug this up to your PlayStation 3. Of course, it's just hanging out there. People say, why do you have a USB plugged up to it? And you have to say, it's for my controller. And then you get the sad faces. Alright, guys, so we are getting that flash, which means video has to end at 4:30. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So let's wrap things up. The controller lasts for a very long amount of time. You get this horrible battery package, just like the Xbox 360 controllers. Nothing different here. And of course, there is a dead zone right here, a little larger than a regular PlayStation 3 controller, but hey, it does the job. So with that said, I rate this a 4 out of 5. If you need a nice controller, get this. It's nice and cheap, not that $50 price range that you get for a PlayStation 3 controller. And of course, much more features. Thanks for watching, guys. Please comment, subscribe, and rate on what you think you just saw. Peace out.